You are watching Stripped Down.
You are watching Strip Down, Saskatchewan's only 1-hour local music showcase. Here it is, the first time back in the Shaw TV studios since we began our 7th season. And tonight on Strip Down, coming all the way from Regina, Saskatchewan, ladies and gentlemen, Tayah Benko.
Like the hands on the clock, they keep ticking on till they pass on by. Time stops. Yeah, you realize this when you find that happiness and the earth stays still. Yeah, I learned this. So brace yourself for the country girls gotta cry sometimes. But being in love is so free until you find out there's a new meaning. And sometimes it's not enough to get you by. Things change. Like the boots on your feet, the path you walk in, and the people you meet. Time stops when the mud washes off of your hands and the freedom of God appears deep within. Things change. So brace yourself for the roughest times in life. Even the country girls gotta cry sometimes. Being in love is so free until you find out there's a new meaning. Sometimes it's not enough to get you by. Things change. Things change.
You are watching Strip Down with Regina's own Tayah Benko. Want to make sure I'm saying it right. It's a beautiful name.
Thanks.
Have a seat. Possibly the youngest person ever on Strip Down. You may be tied.
Oh, really?
16 years old.
Yeah.
And you're taking the Strip Down stage.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to Strip Down.
Well, thanks for having
me. You
me.
are here tonight because of a mutual friend, the wonderful Miss Carrie Senko.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
How do you know Carrie?
Well, I actually met her. I watched her at a Lancaster performance, and my mom kind of like set us up a bit, and we just kind of hit it off. And from there, she's kind of been a mentor to me and helping me get certain gigs like the Duck Derby in Lumsden and other live gigs like that. And she helped me get this one too. So.
She was going to be on the show early this season.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like she stepped aside to give you the spot.
Maybe.
She is a huge fan of yours. She talked you up on the phone, was like,
Aww.
You have to get this girl on Strip Down. And that way you can say you had her on the show before she was famous, which she's going to be in like a couple years. So yeah, she talked you up. So what are we going to hear tonight? A 16-year-old's musical perspective. I'm very...
Yeah.
That first song was beautiful again, by the way.
Thank you.
What was it called?
Things Change.
And what's Things Change about? If we can jump right into it.
Well, the past 2 years of my life, there's been like lots of change, and so I guess it just kind of came along. But I was originally inspired just because I felt like I'd grown as a person just over the last 2 years, and I guess that's kind of hard to say when you're only 16. But
Well, you do a lot of growing between 14 and 16.
yeah, I just think that lots of the events that happened in my life really helped me grow as a person and as a musician, and so that song just kind of came about.
And this is like, you're basically weeks into trying to really like start a professional career.
Yeah, basically.
You've been singing your whole life, but you really started taking this seriously just like a month ago, Carrie was saying.
Yeah, well, I was actually classically trained for 11 years in like classical voice.
Okay.
And the reason why I stopped was because I had a displaced disc in my jaw, so I was really injured. And then I just kind of like through everything that happened with the injury and just like not being able to compete classically, I just like started writing more. I self-taught myself on the guitar and just kind of picked up different kind of stuff.
Displaced your jaw.
Yeah, I displaced a disc in my jaw.
A disc in your jaw.
Yeah.
How crushing was that as a singer?
It was horrible. I couldn't
So how old would you have been?
I guess that was like a year and a half ago.
So 14, 15?
Yeah, 15. I was 15. And yeah, I couldn't even talk. And actually, I think the hardest thing was I was really getting serious, like with competing. I was doing like lots of things in like German and different languages. I think that was like the hardest thing was that I wasn't able to like continue singing classically.
So how do you rehab something like that, or do you just have to let it heal?
Well, actually, it took a long time. I had physio, acupuncture, pretty much anything you could name. I even had like these acupuncture and then like electric pulses, so that it was like TENS machine, it's called, through my jaw. So
Nothing about that sounds fun.
no, it wasn't.
That probably made you grow up a little fast, though.
Yeah,
Having your gift taken away momentarily or temporarily, I mean.
Actually, that's what scared me most. Was I was like, what if I can never sing again? Because I couldn't sing for about 6-7 months. Well, actually, like decently. I couldn't open my mouth past like 4 millimeters for about 3 months. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
pretty intense, actually.
A lot of writing maybe during that period, or?
Yeah, a lot of crying too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So you got back on the horse though.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yes.
After it's all healed. And
Yeah.
how does that feel?
It feels really good. It actually feels. I love playing live. I just love like interacting with the crowd. I was actually recently on a talent show, CKRM 20 country music talent show.
Big talent showcase?
Yeah.
That was the one point Carrie gave me about you.
Yeah, and so I was on that, and that kind of was like, oh, I actually really like this, so I should do this more, kind of thing.
Does the injury make you a little like gun shy about hitting the big notes, like or is that? Do you worry about that at all, or
sometimes
do you worry about it now that I've mentioned it?
Well, maybe I might now, but no, just like when I open my mouth like really wide, then it'll click out, and then it's sometimes like hard to like bring it back into place. So that's the only thing that scares me, but I just like can't go past that certain range, I guess.
I'm guessing a lot of people might not take you 100% serious as a 16-year-old singer-songwriter, but
Yeah.
that's a feather in your cap. You can be able to let people. I might
Yeah.
only be 16, but I was knocked out of the game for a year and a half with an injury, and I trained to come back. So
Yeah.
she says, Carrie Benko again, who was on the show in season 3, I believe, unique night. She sang the national anthem at the Blades game down
Yeah.
the street, and then we hopped in the car as soon as she hit the final note and waved, everyone was clapping. Hopped in the car, came here, and we started rolling. She did 1 hour of Stripped Down. I think she may have still been wearing her Blades jersey at the time. So
Yeah, that's scary.
That is her.
She's
kind
very
of a go-getter.
determined. Yes, she is, and she'll do anything for anybody. She's just an amazing person, and yeah.
And I just found out she kind of does my job back in Regina at Access Communication.
She interviews people.
We just shot like a month ago our 200th episode with Indigo Joseph in Regina at the Access Communication Studios. She had no idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So we were yelling at each other on the phone today. She's like, I should have been there. And I was like, I know. But she sounds like a girl that doesn't like sleep. She's got a young daughter, I believe.
Yeah.
And she's doing a million things. And that has to be somewhat inspiring.
Yeah, actually, she's been a huge inspiration to me. Just seeing that, you know, well, she's like an amazing mother. She'll put anything on hold for her daughter, and just the way she performs too, and how she connects with the crowd. And I remember we were performing in Buffalo Pound together, and it was just like this like small little venue, and there were, I don't know, 30, 40 people there, but she was having kids come up on stage to sing with her, and like she's just like that. Like she doesn't necessarily like want the spotlight to herself. She wants everyone to feel that, you know. So that's what I admire most about Carrie.
As we'll stop talking about her in a second, I promise. As your mentor, though, what's the best piece of advice she's given you, or what have you really learned from her that's helped you the most?
Just like, I don't know. There's been so many things. Definitely that she just says, like, don't be afraid. Like, give it everything you have, but don't be afraid. If you mess up, like, you're human, you know, and people will forgive you. And so I think, like, that's the biggest thing, is because I'm always nervous, like, oh, what if I mess up, or what if I play the wrong chord? And she's just kind of like calms my nerves that way. So, yeah.
I think you have a right to be nervous sometimes. You're 16 and you lost a year and a half of doing this. So what are we going to hear tonight musically? Do you have a disc? Probably not. Are you building towards a CD, or
yeah,
are we going to hear stuff you wrote when you were like 7, because you seem like that kind of ambitious girl? Or
well, I actually started singing when I was 4. I didn't really write my own songs, but Shania Twain was always
was it
there, yeah,
for you?
Yeah, I always was singing Shania Twain, and so that was kind of like where it first got started. Was I was a huge fan, and then my mom, she was like, you need to like do something with this. And so she phoned a neighbor that was like 7 houses down, and she asked.
I thought you were going to say, who is Shania Twain? I thought that's
wish.
Okay. Your neighbor, okay.
Yeah, and so she just said, will you please take my daughter? And she said, I've never had anybody this young. I don't know what to do. And so my mom said, I'll just pay you to sing and play the piano with her and just sing Shania Twain. And that's kind of how like the whole music thing got started. But like the writing aspect, I guess, didn't really start till, I guess, kind of like after my first little love experience.
Aw. Was it a
Yeah.
good experience though, or did it produce
It
angry
taught me a lot of
songs?
things. Yeah.
Okay.
There's good songs. It taught me a lot of things and taught me a lot about myself, and I learned a lot. But
Are there good relationships in country music? That's kind of the stereotype, isn't it?
Yeah.
they all go bad.
yeah, I guess so. There's always somebody crying.
You're breaking out of that mold though. You're gonna sing happy
Yeah.
songs.
Well, mostly.
Nice. Favorite Shania Twain song before we move on?
Oh man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah?
Yeah, by far.
I have to go with No One Needs to Know right now from the
Oh,
Twister
really?
soundtrack. I don't know why.
That's a
I'm
good one.
honestly not the biggest Shania Twain fan, but I love that song.
Really? You
Sure.
don't like Shania Twain?
It's not that I don't like her. She just wouldn't be my first choice to pop in a disc.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of Axl Rose, so you can see how they don't really.
They don't go.
You know, there's probably no one in the world that has a mixtape that goes Guns N' Roses, Shania Twain,
Yeah,
or
probably
Shania
not.
Twain, Guns N' Roses. Maybe I'll have to go home and make one tonight on my iPod. But yeah, true story. Closet Shania Twain fan, I guess. There you go. We're learning more about me on our 7th season of Strip Down than I think we ever have before. Okay, back to the first song again, real quick.
Yeah, I brought that one actually here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the first one I actually wrote that made sense, I guess you could say. Like the other ones were just like weird and, you know, like as a kid would write a song. But this one, it took me the longest actually. It took me about 3 months to write, and it's called Famous. And the reason why I wrote it was because I felt like I didn't, it's kind of hard to explain, but I felt like I didn't have to become famous just by writing, but I already like felt famous because I wrote a song. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. Well, like, yeah, I guess that was really confusing.
Okay. I'm also not the smartest guy, so take another
No.
run at it. Talk to me like I'm 5.
Okay. So, talk to you like a camper.
Yeah, explain it to me like I was Carrie Senko's daughter.
Okay. Well, I never wanted to become famous through writing songs. They were for like my own benefit and my own way to release like emotions and certain things. So then I wrote it because like writing that song made me feel famous inside, not because of like actual fame and fortune, but just like the way it made me feel.
So internally, not externally.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so you're hopping over to the piano now for the next one.
Yeah, sure. I'll actually play Famous.
I figured you were leading into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So take it away with Famous.
Okay.
Flashing lights are everywhere. People just come and stop and stare. You're number one. Oh, party till the sun comes out. Baby, it's you, no doubt. Your time has come. Oh, you know you want it even more than you did before. Well, baby, got it. Feel the spotlight even more. Baby, you're famous. You got it all, all. Living in Vegas. It's your curtain call, call. People always bad talking, paparazzi non-stop, and you're number one. Oh, free to shop anywhere, using money without a care. Your time has come. Oh, you know you want it even more than you did before. Well, baby, got it. Feel the spotlight even more. Baby, you're famous. You got it all, all. Living in Vegas. It's your curtain call, call. So you became famous, living like Abel, designer clothes from every label. Baby, you're famous, fame for the famous. Baby, you're famous, fame for the famous. Limousines, fancy cars, you got it all 'cause you're a big star. Baby, you're famous, fame for the famous. Baby, you're famous, fame for the famous. Baby, you're famous. You got it all, all. Living in Vegas. It's your curtain call, call. Baby, you're famous. You got it all, living in Vegas. It's your curtain call, famous.
You're watching Strip Down with Regina's own Tayah Benko. We have to gear up for our first commercial break, but stick around because we've got lots more Strip Down coming up right after this.
All natural things on Earth and how they interact is biodiversity. From the microscopic to the mighty, from the smallest body of water to the coldest, from underground to the highest ground. When biodiversity is rich, we can count on the natural world to produce the oxygen we breathe, filter and purify the water we drink, and grow the plants we rely on for food and medicine. Due to human activities, biodiversity is being lost faster than nature can replenish it. So let's do what we can to help preserve biodiversity. Create natural spaces and plant native species. Take part in a wildlife survey. Get out and experience Canada's amazing variety of wildlife. And that's just a start. To learn more about biodiversity and how you can help protect it, visit hww.ca.
The following sponsors are proud to support community television. The Hairstyle Inn, located in both Lawson Heights and Circle and Center Mall. Long & McQuaid at 721 43rd Street East, and their phone number is 664-1966. Mr. Sicily Pizza in their new location at 833 51st Street. Their phone number is 975-0345. Curtis Anderson's wardrobe is provided by Ultimo Yuramoda, located in downtown Saskatoon. 664-6640.
And we're back. We're spending 60 minutes with Regina's own Tayah Benko. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I'm really self-conscious about getting your name wrong because it's a really pretty name. Is there a
Thank
story
you.
behind Tayah? I've never heard it before.
Kind of. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a bit of a story.
A short story.
Yeah. My mom, well, she actually originally wanted to name me River Kiana Benko, which is also very strange. But then my dad and my two older sisters outvoted her to Tayah River Kane, or Benko Kane.
Okay.
So,
But the actual name Tayah?
yeah, I don't really know how that one came about. I think it's just like, all my siblings have really different names. Savannah, Blasia, Tayah, and Cruz.
Okay.
So we all have really weird names, but yeah.
You've never looked it up, though?
Well, I have, but the definition didn't make sense. It was weird.
You're holding out on me.
Well, I would have to like read it. It's really weird.
Okay. I challenge the viewers to Google it and
Yeah.
make your own. Okay, 16 years old, living in Regina, the Queen City.
Yeah.
What's it like being a 16-year-old musician in Regina?
I really enjoy it.
Okay.
I actually go to Campbell Collegiate, which has one of the best music programs for high schools. And there I'm involved in lots of the choirs and also the musical.
Is that the Spartans?
No,
No.
the Tartans.
Oh,
Close,
come on.
close.
I should get
I
half a
know.
point for that.
But there's nothing intimidating about a tartan, to be honest.
No, I don't really know what a Spartan is either, so I may have made that word
No,
up.
a Spartan,
It's like a
aren't they like the Spartans from like the Romans?
Gladiators?
Yeah,
What's a tartan then?
Tartan is like the kilt.
Yeah.
It's really not scary.
You should really go back and change that.
I think so.
You need to
we
become
should be
famous.
like Campbell Cougars or something. No, but that's the university.
Okay.
We need something tough though.
Before the before the first break, you sang the song "Famous" about how
Yeah.
you want to be famous, but not to be famous. We hammered that already. But I'm gonna move
Yeah.
on from that. But is actually being famous part of the goal? Like not the, everyone knows who you are, but just like to be famous enough to make a living off your music.
Yeah,
If
I'd like
that's
that.
A different definition of fame.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would really like that. That is, I guess that is kind of the main goal. I wouldn't say though, like, I like it as a hobby though, because that way I don't have to be doing it 100%, because I feel like if I would be doing it 100%, I'd get sick of it. I'd stop writing. I wouldn't be as like inspired by
Wow.
it. So
Kind of wise beyond your ears.
Thank
your
you.
years. That's incredible coming from a 16-year-old, I'll be honest.
thanks.
I know people in their 30s that haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
So good for you.
thank you.
So if that's going to be a hobby that makes you some extra cash, what path are you on currently? Where are you going to go after high school?
Well, I'd like to go to college to become a veterinarian technician. I really like working with like larger livestock, like cows and horses, which is actually kind of like where the country comes from, is because I've been riding since forever,
Okay.
like riding horses, and so it's kind of part of me too.
What was growing up with your family like? I mean, obviously the country and the inspiration, the singing.
Yeah.
That didn't just happen by accident.
Well, my mom grew up on the farm, and we have like the family farm, but we live in the city. I guess it was just like kind of interesting. It just kind of became a part of me. I think ever since Shania Twain.
Back to
kinda
Shania.
pulled that out in me. I really fell in love with her, and when you see someone that's kind of your role model, you start to like become like them. And then it just became into everything I loved revolved around kind of country music in a sense. So
Did she become a role model in like what not to do for a while there?
kind
Or
of.
are you still 100% on the Shania Twain?
I really love Shania Twain.
Yeah, she kind of hit some rough years though, didn't she? Again, I don't
Yeah.
know a whole lot about Shania Twain.
Yeah,
but
she had a
sometimes you can learn
divorce.
valuable life lessons when you're.
Yeah. Well, she actually went through like a similar incident with my mom. So my parents divorced, which is also the next song that I'll be singing is the
You're
reason
doing my
why I
job
wrote
for
it.
me. This is perfect.
Sorry.
No, this is.
And so she like went through a divorce with her husband because her husband was cheating on her, and that's the same thing that happened with my mom. So
That's also pretty heavy.
yeah, and finding out about that when you're 15 years old and like living this lifestyle that you thought was right.
When you're just figuring out relationships
Yeah.
and how they work too.
And then also after I found out that my parents were going through a divorce, the first guy I kind of dated, we broke up. So it was like 2 months apart to these two huge things. And like the first time you experience any kind of relationship, it's hard. And then having, your dad leave, that's hard as well. So.
And you had a busted jaw at the same time, didn't you?
Yeah, it was kind of miserable actually. But
you pushed through it though. You're smiling and singing now, so good for you.
Yeah, well, it taught me a lot. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't be here today, so.
For you have a really grown-up attitude. It's really refreshing.
Thank you.
No, really, for 16, you have a lot of stuff figured out that, again, a lot of people in their 30s come on and they don't seem to grasp yet. So.
Well, thanks.
This episode's going really well. So, I feel bad asking because you kind of already explained it, but so this next song is?
It's called Quitter.
Quitter, and it's about the divorce and kind of undertones of your relationship.
Yeah, it's about both, kind of how they all kind of just, I felt like the men that were like kind of important to me at the time just kind of quit on me, so yeah.
Pretty heavy. Should I tell the viewers to get a Kleenex box ready? Is it really sad, or is it like it ends on a happy? Okay.
Maybe. This one's a little depressing, I will admit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tayah Benko.
Remember how I feel when my daddy left our house, never turned back to say sorry. 'Cause when you get to the point of being on your knees, weeping like there ain't gonna be no tomorrow, I'm hurting deep inside. All these memories begin to collide. Well, I'm gonna leave town, pack my bags and walk out. Guess I just learned from the best, and the best was you. Well, that would be so much easier than dealing with these feelings you left me with. But I ain't no quitter, no. During that time, a boy broke my heart and left me there to cry my big blue eyes right out. Well, there ain't a day goes by I don't think of his name or the pretty little lines he fooled me with. Well, I'm hurting deep inside. All these memories begin to collide. Well, I'm gonna leave town, pack my bags and walk out. Guess I just learned from the best, and the best was you. That would be so much easier than dealing with these feelings you left me with. But I ain't no quitter, no. I'm gonna leave town, pack
Tayah Benko on Strip Down's third episode of season 7, episode 203.
Ooh,
Right?
that's a big number.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I did not think we'd still be doing the show 7 seasons later. So
That's crazy.
thanks again for driving up from Regina and doing the show tonight.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Don't really know where to go after that heavy song. So when people know the background to that song and you perform it, like, what's the feedback? What do people?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's usually the first word. It's actually kind of crazy. Lots of people say they've never like heard anything like it before. Actually, this is the first time I've kind of like come out in public about it. Not that I've been like hiding about it, but it's just a touchy subject. And so I think how I kind of explain it is through the song. So yeah, those were like my darkest hours.
Well done.
Thanks.
We have to gear up for our second commercial break, but we're gonna bring it back up. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I got some surprises here for when we come back, and we're gonna talk to this week's audio engineer, the man that's making it sound
Oh, sweet.
so fantastic, Mr. Davis Baker. So we'll talk to him, and we'll play a little fun game of what happened on the year you were born.
Oh,
All right?
okay.
That's coming up next on Strip Down. Stick around.
All natural things on Earth and how they interact is biodiversity. From the microscopic to the mighty. From the smallest body of water to the coldest. From underground to the highest ground. When biodiversity is rich, we can count on the natural world to produce the oxygen we breathe, filter and purify the water we drink, and grow the plants we rely on for food and medicine. Due to human activities, biodiversity is being lost faster than nature can replenish it. So let's do what we can to help preserve biodiversity. Create natural spaces and plant native species. Take part in a wildlife survey. Get out and experience Canada's amazing variety of wildlife. And that's just a start. To learn more about biodiversity and how you can help protect it, visit hww.ca.
The following sponsors are proud to support community television. The Hairstyle Inn, located in both Lawson Heights and Circle and Center Mall. Long and McQuaid at 721 43rd Street East, and their phone number is 664-1966. Mr. Sicily Pizza and their new location at 833 51st Street. Their phone number is 975-0345. Curtis Anderson's wardrobe is provided by Ultimo Yuramoda, located in downtown Saskatoon, 664-6640.
And we're back. We're spending 60 minutes with Regina's own Tayah Benko. And now is the time of the show we talk to this week's audio engineer, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Davis Baker.
It's not
stoic.
coffee.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to see you back taking the reins of the old audio board.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
7th season. Now, just a few mere weeks ago, we were down in Regina, where our guest is from, in case I haven't mentioned that yet.
Yes.
In the Access Communications Studios, doing episode 200. What do you remember of that experience, Davis? We haven't talked since then.
No, not.
It was
not
like leaving a
really.
war zone that day. It was like nobody wanted to talk about it. We did it.
Oh, we did it.
faced every technical difficulty possible, but we did it. And I
we
feel
did
like
it.
we bonded as a team. It's one of those
That's
things.
true. We got through a lot of stuff that
that most
just
normal television shows.
cameras cutting in and out of consciousness and.
Well, what we thought,
crazy.
Jay and I, we thought we'd take a lot of Shaw's equipment and take it down to Access, and it'll just connect perfectly, and there won't be
yeah.
any issues.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
No.
But the people at home that saw episode 200, I'm going to say award-winning episode 200 with Indigo Joseph, never saw any of that. They didn't see the hours and hours of editing we did behind the scenes. But what did you take away from that trip, Davis?
I don't know. I guess like just just how white the studio was, because I'm so used to this black background. It was
Oh,
just
okay,
like,
the background.
It was just like white, and I was yes, the background, and like,
I was gonna start yelling, mute the mics, mute the mics. Where's Davis going?
that's my job.
Yeah, I guess.
I mute them when I please.
Do you spend a lot of time in Regina?
No.
No?
No.
Now that we have a Regina native here, Tayah, do you want to ask her any questions about her fine city?
I guess-
How many times do you visit Mega Munch? That's what I like. If I lived in Regina, I would do that all the time.
I don't really know what that is.
Oh. My aunt wrote a song about it.
It's a giant dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Oh.
The giant T-Rex. The giant T-Rex.
Yeah. Okay, but it's been like years and years. You
It's-
gotta
it's
remember, I'm
been-
a 16-year-old girl. I'm not just gonna.
What 16-year-old girl doesn't love
Go hang
dinosaurs?
out there.
Right? Okay.
I've never been to. I haven't been to Mega Munch in years and years.
Okay, the three of us are going on a road trip.
Okay.
We'll meet you down there. We'll go see this dinosaur. I can't believe. Oh.
I've seen it before, but just not in
And
like.
you will see it again.
And I will see it again. I think I was like 5 when I saw it.
Yeah, I
Or
think
like
that was the last time.
really young.
Yeah.
Only because my aunt, who's a children's singer, wrote a song about it, and it was like, hey, that's what she wrote the song about.
And why hasn't she been on Strip Down yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
She's been busy doing other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I feel like you're this close to inspiration. You can write a song about Mega Munch too.
Oh,
That's the
maybe.
next.
I'll
Yeah.
have to revisit.
Press the button and he roars and moves his head. I'm sure it clicks now.
Oh,
He's probably
yeah.
getting
No,
dangerous.
I'm pretty sure he went under like construction or something.
Oh,
I'm
really?
his friend on Facebook, okay, you guys? I'm not making that up. I'm Mega
that's a
Munch's friend
thing?
on
Oh my
Facebook.
goodness.
That's a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, he
He
has a
probably
Facebook
he's
page.
probably like those Eaton's display toys now that they put in the museums at Christmas time. He probably like cracks and
or like the old Bear Country Jamboree. Where
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
like,
And they're just begging for you to unplug them already. Like it's been 70 years.
yeah.
And they look like they look like they're made of child's nightmares. They're all old. Anyways,
That's the only way to describe it.
Davis Baker is back for another season. The
Yeah.
man that can do it all.
Oh, stop.
It's true.
Oh, stop.
Let me tell you about Davis Tayah. He came. He kind of was the fill-in for like a year, a season, and then last season was just like, you know what, start coming every week, and he pretty much knows how to do everything here. That's
wow,
rare.
that's impressive.
It is, right,
Yeah,
Davis?
I couldn't
No, I
do
don't.
it.
No, I don't.
Yeah. See, other cameramen are yelling. You're valuable. The Davis Baker Appreciation Hour. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
buddy.
kids. No problem.
All right. Mega Munch. So I'm guessing this next song isn't about Mega Munch.
No.
What's the next song about? You're going back to guitar, right? Or back to
no,
piano?
piano.
Okay.
This next song is kind of about like riding horses again, like how we talked about riding and how that's been a huge part of my life. And I guess the biggest thing, or what I most enjoy from it, is just that it's like a chance to clear my head and kind of like come back to my roots and become sane again. So,
So you have a horse.
well, not personally.
Personally, you have access to horses.
Yes,
That's
I
pretty
work
cool.
at a camp. It's a Christian camp, Dallas Valley Ranch Camp. I've been working there the past 2 summers, teaching kids how to ride horses and also like helping train and teach lessons during the year. So,
Nice.
yeah,
That's got to be rewarding.
yeah, yeah. So
All right. So any other way to pitch to the song, or you're just gonna go for it? Anything else we need to know before we hear it, or should we just talk about it after?
It's
Because
not a-
after,
okay.
I want to talk about the year you were born, kind of.
Okay, well, this song isn't about a boy, and lots of people think it's about a boy, but it's not about a boy.
It's about a horse.
Sort of,
Is it about a boy horse? No.
maybe.
Okay. I'm trying to fill in the blanks.
That would be a little weird.
Okay, I guess I should have
I-
listened to it before.
Yeah.
Okay, scratch
I like
that.
my own species,
Okay.
just to get that straight.
All right.
I'm not that weird.
Okay. I feel like we should just ask the audience to clear their minds, and we'll go for it.
Yeah.
All right. It's
okay.
called
Free and Wild.
Free and Wild. All right, take it away.
Thanks.
Well, I must run, run wild and free through the fields must climb and touch the sky before gravity pulls me down. And I must dream endless dreams to escape some reality. These walls keep on closing, but I won't give in. So free my soul, free my love. There is nothing here to harm me while I'm out here wild and free. Escape my sorrow, free it all. Well, I don't want these feelings here anymore. Don't lock me out of here. Well, this is what I most fear. Just let me out so I can feel free once again. Whoa. Free my soul, free my love. There is nothing here to harm me while I'm out here wild and free. While I'm out here wild and free. So free my soul.
Another beautiful song from Tayah Benko here on Strip Down tonight. That was gorgeous.
Thank you.
That was my favorite song so far.
Oh, really?
Yep, absolutely. I'm not
Thanks.
just saying that. And that again was,
Free and wild.
how can people get their hands on your music, or they just can't right now?
Well, I'm
'Cause
really wanting to start putting stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of shy about it for some reason.
Well, you might have a few good clips after tonight.
Oh, well, that'll be great.
There you go. You don't have a website currently
No.
at time of television taping. That was one thing Carrie wanted me to get on your case about.
Yeah, I do need to create a website.
Okay.
And a Facebook page. But you know what's hard? You have to be 18 to like create your own Facebook page.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I have to like be an
No.
admin, like an administrative something to my mom. So yeah,
Are you
it's
serious?
weird.
You have to be
yeah.
18?
Yeah, it says like you cannot do this. You are underage.
I think that must be some setting your mom put on.
Maybe.
You'd think
can't
all of
do
the 50
anything.
and 16-year-olds are on Facebook. Okay, we'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
This is fun. I went and researched, okay, this is going to be good times, 1997, because I counted back and figured that was the year you were born. But guess what?
I was born in 1996.
So I have all these fun facts about 1997. So I guess this will be, when Tayah was 1 year old. Here's what was going on in the 1 year old. Here's what was going on in the world. And this is funny because this was honestly my first one. Curtis Anderson had a 48% in high school math. Bam! Which would explain the counting back.
Oh, okay.
And how I blew
that
it,
makes
right?
sense.
And that was honestly my first one, and that's kind of funny because I blew it. Okay, U.S. President Bill Clinton bans federal funding for any research on human cloning. If you could have a second, Tayah, what would you do? Would you send her to school? Would you start a band?
Oh,
Would
like
she-
if
would
I
she-
could have a second Tayah?
Yeah, like if we cloned you.
I'd
If-
make
if
her, like-
Clinton didn't pass that. If he was like, hey, yeah, clone, go ahead.
I would probably like make the opposite of me, just to see like
but
what
she
I would
be
do.
the same. She'd be cloned.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, would they have the same personalities? No.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Bill Clinton, I guess. Maybe they wouldn't. That's why he shut it down.
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
they
know.
wouldn't. Okay, well if they wouldn't, then I would like want her to be exact opposite. So then I would like see what she would do. Because
Then
it's
you'd
like
have to like
opposite of me.
fight to the death on a bridge one day.
Maybe.
Like good versus evil.
Well, I'm the original, so she would
Okay.
have to die first.
Do you know the other? You said you worked at a Christian camp. Do you know
Yeah.
the other Curtis Anderson? This is a fun story I like to say.
Maybe.
Or like to tell. We have like the same doctor and dentist, and I always joke that he's the evil Curtis Anderson, and I'm the good one. And then I finally met him, and he's a Christian camp counselor, and I was like,
you're the evil one.
yeah, right?
You took that role.
Yeah, don't act so surprised. Okay. Also in 1997, when you were 1 year old, Tara Lipinski became the youngest women's world figure skating champion at the age of 14. And you officially tonight have become the youngest girl on Strip Down.
Ooh,
So
that's
there you go.
exciting.
You and Tara Lipinski have a lot in common,
Wow.
you know?
Well, I also used to figure skate too.
Figure
so-
skating champion, being on Strip Down, they're comparable. This one, no one here is going to get except maybe Jay and your support staff of your mom and aunt, okay?
Okay.
This one, again, it's not going to mean anything to anybody unless you lived in the 80s, but this absolutely blows my mind. In May of 1997, Katrina and the Waves won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1997. The last time you heard anybody mention Katrina and the Waves, it was their Walking on Sunshine song from 1985.
It's a good song.
I guess they were still making music. They won this huge song contest in 1997, 12 years after someone mentioned them last. That's crazy to me.
Really?
And then I got stuck talking about or looking at Katrina and the Waves. And Hurricane Katrina, which devastated much of the Gulf Coast in 2005, people were calling it Katrina and the Waves. And I know that's horrible, right?
That is really
I'm getting really
horrible.
off topic here. Playhouse Disney launched.
Oh, okay.
You probably grew up
Yeah.
Playhouse Disney. Yeah.
More Barney, but I'm sorry.
So you
Barney
like
and
Barney. So
Teletubbies.
you do like Tyrannosaurus Rexes, is what
Yes,
you're telling
I
me,
do.
just as long as they're purple.
Yeah.
Okay. In July, the remains of Che Guevara returned to Cuba for burial.
Oh.
And if you don't know who that is, and if you're sad that he's gone, don't be, because he will live forever on the T-shirts of hipsters.
Oh, okay.
Right? You
Sure.
know the shirt if you saw it.
Okay, maybe.
Davis is killing himself. That was for you, buddy, because it's so true. Steve Jobs returned to Apple computers.
Oh, wow.
I guess he went away for a while. And Jeanette Clement, the oldest person ever, died at 122.
In 1997.
Yeah, South Park started on Comedy Central. Microsoft bought 150 million shares of the financially troubled Apple computers. Whoops. And in album news, in music news, Oasis released their third album, also known like every other album, the one that doesn't have Wonderwall on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And James Cameron's Titanic was a hit. There it is. You were 1 year old.
That's a good year.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
All right. Thoughts on that? Recap that mess of information I just gave the viewers.
Lots of the stuff I don't know.
No?
So I guess I learned something new.
We could do the year I was born, but that would just be embarrassing. It'd be a
really?
lot of Katrina and the Waves talk, and not the 1997 one. So we have one more song. We're going to take our last commercial break, come back, wrap things up with Tayah Benko. Is
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Talk a little bit more about how people maybe one day can get their hands on your music and all that.
Well, hopefully it'll be soon.
There'll be something profound to end the episode. We got a
Yeah.
few minutes to figure it out.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good.
All right, and it's also, I got to mention, Alexa's first night switching. That's a pretty big deal. That's like
Wow.
being invited to the adult table at Christmas. That's the most important job you can do here, other than Davis's job.
Cool.
Other than that, yeah. All right, so we're taking our last commercial break. We wrap things up with Strip Down right after this.
The following sponsors are proud to support community television. The Hairstyle Inn, located in both Lawson Heights and Circle and Center Mall. Long and McQuaid at 721 43rd Street East, and their phone number is 664-1966. Mr. Sicily Pizza in their new location at 833 51st Street. Their phone number is 975-0345. Curtis Anderson's wardrobe is provided by Ultimo Yurimoto, located in downtown Saskatoon, 664-6640.
We are wrapping things up with Regina's own Tayah Benko. Did you have fun?
Yes,
The hour
I did.
flew by. I feel like
Yes.
we should throw this up while I have it, though. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. There it is. Of course, it's at StripDownSK. And again, the lovely lady who made this fancy sign, Alexa, is switching the show tonight. So if tonight's episode looked really well by comparison, and no one tell Bryn, who's been switching the show for the last 100 episodes. But we love you, Alexa. You're doing a good job. Round of applause for Alexa, everybody. Stepping out of her comfort zone. And round of applause for Davis, who probably just burst his eardrums as I was clapping this close to my mic. I apologize, buddy. We have one song left.
Yes.
And your entourage that's just off camera that came to support you tonight was telling me this is like the song that's all about you.
Yeah.
So the writing process to this one, were you like, I'm going to write about myself, or did it just happen?
No, it just kind of happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it just kind of like unfolded over time, and then it just became this song. And it was kind of, it had to do again with like my first kind of love.
I was going to ask the timeline. So we're going back to about 15 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like last year-ish.
Okay.
And that's when I wrote this song. And yeah, I guess like this was also a big part of me to write this was because my grandpa had passed away, and he was like, used to like
15 was a brutal year for you.
I know. It's kind of, I keep talking about depressing things. There was
That's
a lot
okay.
of good things that
Yeah.
happened too. But my grandpa, well, he passed away many years ago. But I just kind of looked up to him in the way that he was like involved in the rodeos and like the horses. He's the one that got me into riding and those kind of things.
He's a little responsible for your country roots.
Yeah, yeah. And so this song I actually wrote. I was in the Pilot Butte Rodeo riding in there.
You rode in a rodeo.
Yeah, drill team,
Okay.
which is like horse dancing, I guess you could say.
Thanks for explaining that. I was just
Yeah.
going to nod like I knew.
It was, yeah. And so it's like with a bunch of girls and you do a routine. And so that's kind of like where it came from and first love and everything just thrown into one. Kind of like, yeah.
Is it like your signature song?
Yes. And this one I actually recorded. Like we have a recording studio kind of at the house. Like it's just like a simple one. But this one I actually recorded. And I've been wanting to send it off to like a producer somewhere so that, because this is like, if any song means the most to me, it's this one. So.
Nice. Well, it sounds like you have an amazing support group.
Yeah.
So your mom and your aunt came tonight. Carrie Sanko is
Yes.
talking you up like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without family and friends.
Nice. And that's
Yeah.
kind of also what the song kind of...
Yeah, they've been a rock in my life, and they've gotten me through the times and the good times and the bad times.
Nice.
So,
So website is coming.
yes.
And yeah, I guess just keep Googling your name. That's probably the easiest thing. You'll
Yeah.
announce it on Twitter maybe or whatever once,
Yeah.
once it gets out there. And that's really the only way people will eventually be able to get
Yes.
your music. Is there a timeline to get a website and some music up? Or are you
I
going
want
to
to
throw
do
it
it
on?
before the end of the year.
Okay.
So, I'll say that much.
All right. Perfect. I guess that's it, man. Thanks for 60 minutes.
Yeah, thanks
It
for
was
having
a
me.
fun episode. It was the first time back in the studio since we started the 7th season. So,
Well, I'm happy
and it's always
to be.
special when we do kind of an acoustic show because that's why it's called Strip Down. That's how it started. But we ran out of acoustic musicians after like 16 episodes, so we started plugging in and having full bands. But
Oh, okay.
it feels like, I don't want to say the good old days because there's never been bad days, but it feels like, kind of classic Strip Down when we do this
Yeah.
and actually have a conversation. It's not just 7 guys in a band all yelling over each other. So thank you. I had a good time tonight.
Oh, thanks for
All right.
having me.
I gotta say bye and thank you to our sponsors, Mr. Sicily Pizza, Ultimo Uramoto, the Hairstyle Inn, and of course Long and McQuaid. I mentioned you can like us on Facebook. You can like Strip Down. It's a cool thing to do. And yeah, keep watching. We're here for season 7. This is episode 203. So we got a lot of tricks up our sleeve yet this year. And for the last time tonight, I'm all over the map. Ladies and gentlemen, Tayah Benko. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
That's just me being me. But with your flannel shirt anglers, got your muddy boots on. When I look in your eyes, hear a good country song, and I can't help but loving you. La 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 la, love you, and I know you love me too. Yeah, we took a break, but those feelings never went away. And I think we could get through today. Let's just see where God leads. 'Cause with your flannel shirt anglers, got your muddy boots on. When I look in your eyes, hear a good country song, and I can't help but loving you. La 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 la, love you. Why are we still holding back when all that's wrong was left in our past? Why can't we start again? 'Cause we know we don't want these feelings to end. With your flannel shirt anglers, got your muddy boots on. When I look in your eyes, hear a good country song, and I can't help but loving you. La 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 la, love you. La 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 la, love you. And I know you love me too.
His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best.